Be the reason someone smiles. Be the reason someone feels loved and believes in the goodness of people. Never bend your head. Always hold it high. Look the world straight in the eye. The more you spend clinging to the past, the less likely your future will be any brighter. Life doesn't get easier or more forgiving. We get stronger and more resilient. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. There are two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. Life is often very ambiguous. Sometimes there isn't a right or wrong decision or choice. Things are not always completely clear. You may not get the answer, so you just have to wing it. They always say time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. We do not need magic to transform our world. We carry all of the power we need inside ourselves already. It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. Never do anything complicated when something simple will serve as well. It's one of the most important secrets of living. Idleness is the source of all vices. Where there is no idleness, there is no evil. Be more concerned with your character than your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think you are. What we have done for ourselves alone dies with us. What we have done for others in the world remains and is immortal. You can't wait for inspiration. You have to go after it with a club. Folks are usually about as happy as they make up their minds to be. Sometimes the things we can't change end up changing us. Just because you miss someone doesn't mean you need them back in your life. Missing is a part of getting over. Work for a cause, not for applause. If you are not falling down occasionally, you are just coasting. Time is a created thing. To say, I don't have time is like saying, I don't want to. Your life is your story. Write well, edit often. You really don't want everybody as a friend anyway. The world owes you nothing. It's too big and has too much going on to care about you. Don't regret having a good heart. All good things come back and multiply. Your future self is watching you through your memories. God knows when to send you exactly what you need. The more your money works for you, the less you have to work for money. Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth because they don't want their illusions destroyed. Even if you've been dumped on and mistreated, you have to not become bitter. Be brave. Even if you're not, pretend to be. No one can tell the difference. Spend your money on the things money can buy. Spend your time on the things money can't buy. You won't always be able to help someone change for the better. If you keep trying, there will come a day when you decide you can't do it anymore, and they clearly don't want to change. The more sand that has escaped from the hourglass of our life, the clearer we should see through it. Don't pretend to be better than you are. Live life at your own pace. The best way out is always through. The regret of putting first those who don't put you first makes your life painful. A man must be big enough to admit his mistakes, smart enough to profit from them, and strong enough to correct them. Love is the foundation upon which families are built. At some point, you'll realize that no one else has a voice in your life unless you allow it. You can't live your life for other people. You've got to do what's right for you, even if it hurts some people you love. Men don't get married because they want to get married, but because women want to get married. As soon as anyone starts telling you to be realistic, cross that person off your invitation list. To be pleased with one's limits is a wretched state. Doubt isn't the opposite of faith. It is an element of faith. Bombardment, barrage, curtain fire, mines, gas, tanks, machine guns, hand grenades, words, but they hold the horror of the world. Life is about making an impact, not making an income. The only way to achieve the impossible is to believe it is possible. Your struggle is part of your story. Don't give up. You are closer than you think. Do more. The race is won by the horse that outstrips its rivals by a head. Even the nicest people have their limits. Defeat isn't falling, but refusing to rise. The only way out is through. The art of life is a constant readjustment to our surroundings. All you have power and influence over is what you decide to do with the time that you are given today. Trust yourself. You've survived a lot, and you'll survive whatever is coming. People change, love hurts, friends leave, things go wrong, but remember that life goes on. Follow your own path, not others' expectations. Dream as if you'll live forever. Live as if you'll die today. Be correct with everyone, sociable with many, close to the elect, friend to the few. Treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. He who is to be a good ruler must have first been ruled. One day, the fantasy evaporates, and with it love dies. Respond to critiques with accomplishments. Most people will treat you according to their needs and greed. The mind is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be kindled. No one is a total fool if he knows when to hold his tongue. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Letting go is very hard, but it's the best thing to do with time. Worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but gets you nowhere. Don't chase happiness. Just stay positive, and you will experience joy. In order to understand the world, one has to turn away from it on occasion. Time truly flies. Be grateful always because it can always be worse. A lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is putting its shoes on. Life is not a matter of holding good cards, but of playing a poor hand well. The more I learn that I have a lot more to learn. If it's endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining. Think of the workings of fate and how infinitesimal your role is. Always pay off your credit card debt. It'll save you trouble later. An abnormal reaction to an abnormal situation is normal behavior. Don't hold your breath on people doing the right or ethical thing. People make decisions based on self-interests, not on what is right. Be a good person, but don't waste your time proving it. The most important thing is to look ahead. The past is your anchor. The wrongdoer is more unfortunate than the man wronged. History will be kind to you because you intend to write it. Bad habits are like a comfortable bed, easy to get into but hard to get out of. Action breeds more clarity than thought, so you can't think your way into a new life. You have to act your way into one. Your self-worth is non-negotiable. Never settle for anything or anyone that diminishes it. Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now take what's left and live it properly. Depression is like a woman in black. If she turns up, don't shoo her away. Invite her in, offer her a seat, treat her like a guest, and listen to what she wants to say. We inadvertently adopt their interests, their opinions, their values, and their habit of interpreting events. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Don't go through life, grow through life. The truth is not always beautiful, nor are beautiful words the truth. Never underestimate your power to change yourself. Deep conversations with the right people are priceless. Go where you are celebrated, not tolerated. If they can't see the real value of you, it's time for a new start. Don't be afraid to take risks and try new things. Life is too short to always play it safe. Sometimes when something tragic or heartbreaking happens, you never truly get over it or move on. You just learn to live with it. Breathe. It's just a bad day, not a bad life. Things will get better. Just wait. It is confidence in our bodies, minds, and spirits that allows us to keep looking for new adventures. You must learn to let go, release the stress. You're never in control anyway. Going through challenging things can teach you a lot, and they also make you appreciate the times that aren't so challenging. You spend your first 20 years worrying what people think about you. You spend your next 20 years swearing that you don't care what people think about you. You spend the next 20 years realizing that they aren't thinking about you. The road to success is dotted with many tempting parking places. Be kind, but don't let people use you. In any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing is the wrong thing, and the worst thing you can do is nothing. Only put off until tomorrow what you are willing to die, having left undone. Sometimes you find yourself in the middle of chaos, and sometimes in the middle of chaos you find yourself. The first thing you have to know is yourself. A man who knows himself can step outside himself and watch his own reactions like an observer. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. Maybe your path is harder because your calling is higher. Life is not a spectator sport. If you're going to spend your whole life in the grandstand just watching what goes on, in my opinion, you're wasting your life. If you want the present to be different from the past, study the past. Oftentimes it is not numbers that wins the victory, but those who fare forward with the most vigor. Be patient when becoming someone you haven't been before. One of your worst enemies will be your own ego. It will tell you that you are never wrong, that you are invincible, that you have no weaknesses. Regularly tell your ego to shut up. Hard times are sometimes blessings in disguise. We do have to suffer, but in the end, it makes us strong, better, and wise. Only two things we'll regret on deathbed: that we are a little loved and little traveled. Try to be a rainbow in someone's cloud. One secret of success in life is for a man to be ready for his opportunity when it comes. It is not a lack of time, it is a lack of priority. To be happy, we must not be too concerned with others. Life is hard, but so very beautiful. Luck comes to those who work hard. Do everything for family, but expect nothing from it, not even from spouse. It's not about how bad you want it. It's about how hard you're willing to work for it. The world is a tragedy to those who feel, but a comedy to those who think. Embrace failure as a teacher, a stepping stone to success. Forget trying to change people. Don't tell your enemies that you're unhappy. Don't make them happy. Be careful with your words. Once they are said, they can only be forgiven, not forgotten. Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. Don't let fear hold you back from pursuing your dreams. To live life, you need problems. If you get what you want the minute you want it, then what's the point of living? Don't just love yourself. Have respect for yourself. You don't marry someone you can live with, you marry the person you can't live without. He was respected by the whole town, a sage man with a tremendous gray beard who wanted me to understand these life lessons as soon as possible. Loving yourself means not hating your experiences. But don't sacrifice what you want for what you want right now. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. No man is free who is not master of himself. Thinking is hard work, hence its rarity. Live, travel, adventure, bless, and don't be sorry. Find a place inside where there's joy, and the joy will burn out the pain. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. The only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. There is no greater discovery than seeing God as the author of your destiny. You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. Do not be embarrassed by your failures. Learn from them and start again. Your attitude, not your aptitude, will determine your altitude. Opportunities don't happen. You create them. There are two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. The great use of life is to spend it for something that will outlast it. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. We are our choices. Success is not how high you have climbed, but how you make a positive difference to the world. Worry doesn't take away tomorrow's troubles. It takes away today's peace. The bad news is time flies. The good news is you're the pilot. If you give up on your dreams, what's left? Life has many different chapters for us. One bad chapter doesn't mean it's the end of the book. Winners have lost more times than losers have tried. Courage is the most important of all the virtues because without courage, you can't practice any other virtue consistently. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. You can either become the victim of your struggles or emerge from them as the hero of your life. Conquering yourself is the ultimate victory. Stop trying to be happy. You can't be happy all the time, and it's okay. Be careful who you trust. Salt and sugar look the same. Your self-worth is non-negotiable. Overthinking ruins you. It ruins the situation, twists things around, makes you worry about futile questions, and makes everything much worse than it actually is. Take your responsibilities seriously, but not yourself. Your obsession with finding happiness is what prevents its attainment. Because a thing seems difficult for you, do not think it impossible for anyone to accomplish. Not being heard is no reason for silence. Just because you're good at keeping other people's secrets doesn't mean that they will do the same for you. My sorrow is my castle. There is nothing more tiring than to attend how a person demonstrates his mind, in particular if there is no mind. Don't raise your voice, improve your argument. Don't say someday, say now, for someday may never come. Don't rekindle old flames. You love the memory, not the person. Never trust a person that has let you down more than 2 times. Once was a warning, twice was a lesson, and anything more than that is simply taking advantage. Your enemies will often tell you the truth because it hurts, and your friends will often lie because it doesn't. If you are in your 20s, many relationships will fail and not work but function as learning exercises. Because of this, don't stress so much. It's all just practice until you're married. Who knows doesn't say. Who speaks doesn't know. To study the abnormal is the best way of understanding the normal. Who violated trust once loses it forever. You can't make someone love you by giving them more of what they already don't appreciate. Do what you can with what you have, where you are. Why should you feel anger at the world as if the world would notice? There is always one woman to save you from another, and as that woman saves you, she makes ready to destroy. The most important thing in life is learning how to fall. Thanks for watching. To make sure you don't miss any future videos, please click the circular subscribe button in the middle of the screen. You can also check out more videos on the left or our playlists on the right. Don't forget to like and share to help us spread the word. Thanks you.